Hi there guys, got a video on the Daystate Red Wolf today. I've been saving this video for when we hit 500 subscribers, but as we're so close I thought I'd give you a little early. Now before we begin, I want to say a big thank you to everyone that subscribed. I'm really proud that almost at 500 subscribers, and I just can't believe that there's 500 of you out there that listen to my ramblings. So I won't get too soppy, but a big thank you. Okay, like I said before, this video is going to be on the Red Wolf, a new gun to the channel, but one I've been working on for a little while now. So what I thought I'd do today is give you a really good look over the rifle and show you all the bits that I've done on it. So this project started off life as just a bare bones block. A very good friend of ours gave me the block as a gift and he wanted to see what we could do with it. So naturally there were some things I couldn't make in the workshop, like the bolt, the coil and a few other internal parts in the rifle, but I made everything that I could. So what I'll do is I'll just run you through all the parts that are interesting and the parts that I made. Okay, like I said before, this block started off as a bare bones block, but what I wanted to do was make it a little different from the Red Wolves that are already out there. The first difference is obviously the pick rail. Now before you ask, no, it doesn't have 20 MOA built in it. There is a reason for that, which I'll talk about a little later. You can already buy a pick rail for the Red Wolf, but it's a great big scope risery type thing and I really didn't like that. Since most of my other rifles are pick rail, I wanted to standardise the mounts and use one mounting system. So the pick rail is on the block there. It doesn't look out of place if I do say so myself. So this pick rail slides over the existing dovetail and then is held in by screws on the top. I didn't have the bottle to mill the dovetail off the rifle and put a brand new one on, so I settled for this as a compromise. The reason for no 20 MOA in the rail is simply this split here. For those of you who don't know, Red Wolf dovetail is not continuous. There is a section here that's not milled out for a dovetail, and since there is a split, to properly align the 20 MOA, the rails would have to be perfect in their spacing. If the rails were not perfect, what you would end up with is a slope looking like this. And when you install your scope mount, there is a chance that the scope would be under tension, as the rail would not be in perfect alignment. Since I didn't know whether this was going to work in the first place, I opted not to chance it. But the Picatinny is definitely, in my opinion, an improvement over the dovetail, and it works very well. A couple other things while we're around the block. Firstly, the pellet probe. As you can see here, this pellet probe was made by me, as was the cocking handle. This is only a temporary measure as I want to do something a little more interesting, but there are a couple things on the rifle that aren't fully finished yet, and this is one of them. The next thing that I'm done is the barrel. Now the barrel that I machined to fit this block is an old BSA barrel. One of the fellas that got up the range a little while ago came across a few old BSA barrels back when they made them in Birmingham. I've been saving it for a little while now for a project, and when we got the block I thought the barrel would be a perfect fit. It's a really nice barrel and back from an age where they did them properly. What I had to do was, the barrel was just a blank, so I machined the shank to fit in the block. I also had to machine a O-ring groove and a lead for the barrel so that the pellets would go in nice and smoothly, as well as drilling out some set screw holes and a transfer port. And then this is simply a dummy carbon shroud, so you can see the shroud here. Pick rail put on the stock using my jig, as you can see there. What I did with the pick rail that's a little different is that I mated the bottom of the pick rail to the stock. Did this with sandpaper and files and just rounded the bottom so it fit nicely on the stock. Right, so the next couple of things I'm going to show you, I need to get the rifle out of the stock. So I'll get it out and I'll bring you back in a second. Okay, so here we are back again. And the next thing I want to mention is this front block here. Now this front block is different from the original in that I can swap bottles easily. On the standard Red Wolf, the bottle has no fitting, so it's just a raw bottle that screws onto the front valve. what I did was put an FX style bottle valve on the front here so that I can screw on any FX valve. This means I can swap bottles really easily. You can see the front valve there, so you can see the front valve there. Same quick connect on the bottom there. All of the internals are the same, and it has the same bolt that a Red Wolf comes with. However, I did also make this trigger section here. So I'll give you a quick look at the board for those of you who are interested. So here we have the Red Wolf board. This is the trigger section that I made, milled it out of aluminium, and there in the bottom is the board. It hasn't got a battery connected at the moment, so we're safe. But there you go, just a look at the Red Wolf board. The only other thing I did on the trigger housing is change them god awful cheese head screws into some nice socket head ones. Right, that's about it for modifications, guys. What I'll do is I'll put it back in the stock, put the big bottle on it, and give you a good overview of it. So there it is, guys, all back together with a 580 bottle on it. The day states are a really nice gun. Right, that's about it for this one. What I'll do. Right, that's about it for this gun. I've got something else I want to show you. I'm going to be starting a new project that I'll be updating on the channel every so often. So this is with what we've got here. What I'm going to be doing is turning this into something cool. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'll update you as we go along. Now this is a Daystate Renegade. For you, those of you who don't know, the Renegade is the mechanical pulsar. I'll re-anodise this so it doesn't have the Renegade on there. I do all my own anodising and stuff like that in the garage. This will be a long-term project, so I'll just post updates every now and again to the channel. The block is incredibly similar to the Red Wolf. There are only a few minor changes. I bought this one off of Gumtree. Someone was parting out a Renegade. I bid him on the block and he accepted. So I'm now the proud owner of a Renegade block that I'll be doing something cool with on the channel. Don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'll be starting this as a project. So that's about it for this one, guys. Thanks for 500 subscribers. Thanks for all your comments. And I'll see you in the next one.